After being misled all of your life by a stupid triangle, you decided to give the carnivore diet a try to regain your health, but it was harder than you thought giving up all the sugar and carbs, leading you to fail multiple times trying to just eat meat. But instead of staying down and cowering in the corner with a Twinkie in your mouth, you decided to get back up and come out swinging. That, dear viewer, makes you a warrior.
You warriors are good. Real good. The best.
The best. Welcome, guys, to our very first morning meeting. Looking forward to this. I had a little bit of trouble getting up today. I'm getting my hours. I'm inching back so where I get up earlier in the morning and scrambling to get this stream together. But I've been looking forward to it. It's good to see you all. There's already people here in the chat, which is really cool. And for those of you who are going to watch this replay, I'm still trying to figure out when a good time to start the stream would be to get the most people involved. I just recently got a comment from someone named Cindy, and this was this morning, and she said, "Oh my gosh, I didn't even know about, the 100-day countdown challenge," and she just came across my initial video like 3 days ago. She had no idea. She never got a notification, so it'd be really cool if you guys share the challenge, the original video. I think it's in the link of this stream, but share it on your social media. The more people we can get doing it, the better. And I never ask that. Dr. Barry, every video is like, share this on all your social media. I always forget to do that. I know it's important, but I'm really glad you guys are here. Now, I want you all to know I don't have any, formal training on food addiction, but I have done many years in recovery. I don't say many years, but dealing with Alcoholics Anonymous, I probably had my toe in that universe 3 to 4 years, and there were times where I had 40 phone numbers in my phone. Heroin addicts, alcoholics, meth heads. If they needed somebody to talk to, they could call me any time of day. It was all an accountability network. And this was right when social media was starting to take off. But, I had a ton of phone numbers of guys who, if they needed help, they'd give me a call. So I've sat in a lot of meetings, and, a meeting to the general live channel here. I can't pull people up on the screen and, hang out with me. So we'll see how it goes. It'll be fun. I looked up a few foundations for food addiction, just to get some talking points. And let's see if I can find this one. I'm going to say hi to everybody real quick while everybody's getting in here. Let's see. Media assets. All right, here it is. So, I figure we do one of these every single day. And we'll start with what food addiction means to me, means to all of you. And I thought a lot about this last night. Now, there's 12 of these total. So I figure we'll see how long, it takes to discuss one topic. And this is going to be, a fluid situation. How long I decide to go every day. It's like a beta, we're trying to figure the morning meeting out. But I'm so glad you guys are all here. So what food addiction means to me kind of be our topic today. Let me get your comments up here. Say hi to everybody. Normally, I fall behind on the comments, and we, it's always a problem. So I can't say hi to everybody real quick, but see Terry. Terry's a new member. Very cool, Terry. I'll be doing members live streams to where we can bring people up on the screen, and we can all chat. It's a little more intimate. Don't quite know when I'm going to be doing those. Pearlberry, I am here and waiting. Very cool. This will be my first live meeting of yours. Oh, okay. This is our first live meeting like this, not our first live stream. I'll be listening even if I can't participate. Very cool. Amber and Dan's, what's up? Amber, how you doing? Doing great on your walking challenge. It's good to see you. Awesome. Denise Harvey, Mama P, Cindy, Shellbell, I didn't expect this many people this time of day. Very cool. Usually we do our live streams at night, and I wasn't sure how it would go down, during the day. I know we have a lot of subscribers on the West Coast. So, morning, everybody. Hey, Cindy. Hello from Bradford, Ohio, Ontario, Canada. Very cool. Lady T, it's always good to see you, Terza. Kel, what's up? It's good to see y'all. Yeah, I got to tell you, it's been a little while since we did any kind of live stream, and I was a little nervous. Cassie's dealing with that right now, too. When you take a long time off, like she has, away from the channel, she's nervous about coming back on, and I've experienced that before. Silly, right? But it happens every single time, and I think she's going to sit down and record a video for you guys day after tomorrow, so it'd be good to have her back. Lois, hey, hello from New York City. What's going on? Good morning. Oh, Jesus and Carnivore. Hey, Larry, Becky from Missouri. Hey, Becky. Connie Knight. How you doing, Connie? It's good to see you. I want to catch up with everybody. There's no way I'll be able to say hi to everybody, but hello to y'all. Cassie always gets on me because I fall behind in the comments. Kimmy, good morning from Colorado. Nice. I need to get out to Colorado, visit my daughter and grandbaby. Yeah, we miss Cassie for sure. Crystal, love the shirt. Was at the same concert as your wife. Yeah. I was too fat to go. Isn't that sad? It's all good, though. Tammy, thankful for Amber throwing out the June walking challenge. Larry, you're not failing if you continue trying. Keep up the good work and prayers for you both. Very cool. Thank you. Awesome. So yeah, I was thinking about that question, what food addiction means to me. And it's like, what do they mean by that? And I mean, if somebody asked me what it's like to be a food addict, the main thing that pops into my head is I just overdo it. If I go to McDonald's, I was talking to Cassie about this, a couple days ago. I've never gone to McDonald's and just gotten a Big Mac meal and enjoyed it, and that's it. All my kids eat that well. A couple of them overeat like me, but me, I'd get 2 Big Macs, a McDouble, a McChicken, fries, and a large Coke. Maybe even more sometimes. And to me, that's just what food addiction is to me. I always overdo it. And that's really even, before I was on the carnivore diet, I knew I had a problem with food. But how about you guys? What does it mean? Your thoughts on that, to be addicted to food? I like the next question too. It's like, when do you know you first became addicted? When do you know you first became addicted? But what does it mean to you to be addicted to food? It's it's kind of like I can't wait to break the chains of it completely. Like I have alcohol. I have no problem staying sober now, and that sure would be nice to have the same thing going on with food. Daniel, can you take it? Very cool. I got a gnat in here. Here we go. Fear of missing out on any new food items that come out. Oh, I'm the same exact way. When they came out with that chicken Big Mac, my mouth started watering. When I saw the advertisement, it was so crazy. And look at this. Is that like a piece of hair hanging here? I guess it was. It's right in my vision. But yeah, FOMO, fear of missing out. I experienced that myself. Deb, hi from Ohio. Hey. Yeah, Deke. My typical Wendy's meal was literally 36 to 50 spicy nuggets, and 1 to 2 baconators. Yeah, that's a lot of food. Yeah, the original baconators are huge too, and they're so good, but yeah, you can throw away the bun, right? Ruth Rose. The hardest part of addiction for me is that I focus all day on it. Wasted day. Yeah, I can honestly say it's not that way for me. Certain times of the day. And what's really helped me so far this challenge is keeping busy. You know what I mean? It really has, because I was just telling this to Cassie last night, you know, committing to a daily vlog and then also doing a morning meeting. And that's without even editing videos, and it's really made me commit to you guys, and I got to get on a strict schedule to be able to do it. So it's really helping me out and keeping my mind off of food. But yeah, I've never, had the problem where food's on my mind all day. But Ruth, I feel you. That's how it was for me with alcohol every day. Excuse me. Food addiction to me. I can't stop at 1 or 2. The noise in my head is loud and I can't shut it up. Why I have list of food that belong to God. That's why I have a list of food that belong to God. I have not eaten nothing on that list in 8 years. Well, can't stop at 1 or 2. I didn't understand that last part, Kat. Am I just not awake yet? Bumblebee. I'm not a food addict. I'm a sugar addict. Yeah, I think I fall. Fast food's full of, has a ton of sugar in it, so I feel like I'm both. But yeah, I don't eat a lot of candy, and so maybe I'm the same way. Angela, eating all day long, constantly snacking. Yeah, snacking's one of the first things I conquer when I start carnivore, And I mentioned I wasn't going to snack on this challenge, but Cassie made some ground beef jerky last night, I had a couple pieces and it was delicious. It was just ground beef. But, and I don't know, that was maybe about an hour after my meal, so I could technically be, a snack, but yeah, I enjoyed it. When food consumes your life, that's all you think about. Well, that's most of America, right? Most of the world, because we're so spoiled. I guess not everybody, but yeah. You're always planning that next meal. Cassie and I used to spend so much time, on coming up with what we're going to eat that day. So I know exactly how you feel there. Spread the gospel. What's up? Food addiction. There we go. Food addiction to me is food controlling me. Instead of me controlling the food, every bite is a choice. Well put, my friend. That is so good. Seriously. Yeah, that's something to think about right there. Yeah, when I'm off on my binge, and another thing I want to add to what food addiction is to me is I hide it, sitting in the car, eating all that food, almost like, in shame, by myself. I'm not enjoying it with anybody. I'm just sitting there, shoveling it down my mouth. That's probably when I get the most depressed, is when I'm doing that, and and then you're done and you're so full, you feel like you want to, maybe vomit, and you're just totally defeated. It's just the worst feeling in the world. If raining outside, it's dark, and you're in the corner of a, Chick-fil-A in the parking lot eating what you're eating. It is so difficult. Alcohol. Yeah, I spent 10 years in the bottle. Almost killed me. And I'm so thankful to have broken those chains. The very first Bible verse I ever learned when I went to the 7-month Christian recovery program. Every day you had to do like 3 hours of work around, whatever your task was. The place was immaculate because there were 80 men, mostly homeless guys and guys out of prison, but 80 men lived there. So every day we had 3 hours worth of chores, so the place was immaculate. Well, I remember I had like 2 weeks of raking outside, and you go out and you'd rake. They had like 6 acres, trees everywhere, so there's all kinds of leaves, and I'd rake and rake. And one of my counselors told me he wanted me to memorize a Bible verse, and he gave me like 20 to choose from. And the one I picked, thankfully, I mean it's all good, but it was Galatians 5:1, and it reads, "For freedom, Christ has set us free. Stand firm, therefore, and do not submit again to a yoke of slavery." And I used to be out there raking, and I would just recite that in my head or even out loud, But that's such a powerful verse for addiction. You guys want to look that up? Galatians 5:1. Danny's life. I just started 100 days of BBBE. I'm starting at 326.6. I'm so addicted, but it started in my childhood. It's a long story. I wasn't always morbidly obese. Yeah, you're right around the weight I am. Actually, you guys, I got on the scale and I was the day after I recorded the video, and for whatever reason, I started out as 329.9. So basically 330 pounds. But when I report on the video, I was 326.3, I think. So you're right there with me, Danny, and we can do this. And it's always a long story, right? I mean, whether you have trauma, most people who deal with addictions have trauma in their life, so. John, hey, it's good to see you, brother. Hey, Larry, I happen to be home from work today because I have a doctor's appointment and just saw you were live. How are you, buddy? I'm doing good, man. And this week, I'm going to be doing these lives every day at 11:30 a.m. so we can get together and, put our feet down, say no to garbage food, and eat our nutritious meat. One day at a time. Food Addicts and Recovery Anonymous. That's the only bummer about doing a general live stream is, it's not really private, So I am looking forward to those members' lives because, not only is it completely private to members, but, we can have back and forth. I can have up to 10 people up on the screen with me at the same time. That's pretty cool. Gosh, I wish I knew how to pronounce this. Deek. Being addicted to food to me means from the minute you start your meal, you start thinking about your next one and no break in between. It's always in your thoughts. You can just call me a puncher, by the way. Puncher? Okay. Yeah, you answered my question, right, Deek? All right, puncher. Well, very cool. Thanks for sharing that. All right. Spread the gospel. Let's see. Food addiction to me is food controlling me instead of me controlling the food. For sure. B. Osborne, what's up? I get addicted to anything. I've overcome alcohol, smoking, workaholic. Now I'm trying to stop overeating. Yeah, I hear that a lot, I've had points in my life where I've been addicted to many things. All those plus video games at certain times, and why can't I get addicted to going to the gym? I'd be jacked, man. I'd be like, Terza, I would do a large meal plus a mocha frappe, an extra large fry, and a McChicken and a double cheeseburger. I could throw down. It sounds like you could. It's so easy to do too, and that food is engineered, to get us addicted. It's crazy. I actually saw a movie I've never seen before called Founder with Michael Keaton about like the rise of McDonald's, like when they first, I know the McDonald's brothers already had their first restaurant, but I want to see that movie. Like, yeah, Teresa, you could throw down. Hey, Kimberly, hooray, caught you live. It's good to see you. I'll be live tomorrow too, 11:30, every day this week. Everybody's a choice. Absolutely. Betsy, thank you so much for doing this. It will help me so much as I'm going to be getting rid of dairy. Oh, that's a big one, Betsy. I know it is. I got to tell you, I woke up today. Cassie's off today, but she had some human resource stuff to do at her work, like, a couple meetings, and you got to watch some videos. And little Larry had already left for work, and I wanted some cream so bad. I wanted to go to Starbucks, get myself a latte. Isn't it crazy? But I fought through it. I didn't have any hot coffee. I had iced tea again this morning, sun tea, and seemed to do it. Cassie and I are going to be making some cold brew coffee here in the next couple days, and I'm going to share that on my daily vlog. So. Lois, I have fresh ripe tomatoes in the garden and I just want to eat them, but it will raise my blood sugar. Oh yeah, that's going to be a tough temptation, especially, if you're a tomato lover. All right. I get this one a lot. Hey, Andrew. It may help you to ditch the element. It's intensely sweet and contains maltodextrin. Oh yeah, we did a video on that when that whole controversy came out. And Cassie and I always say the same thing. I lost 100 pounds and I used the flavored elements the entire time. I never had a problem. That was before they found out what the people who manufacture their, what is it called, natural flavors, they didn't quite know how much was in there. But I still lost 100 pounds. I used probably half unflavored and half flavored. And like yesterday when I had my lemonade, I just had a half a pack in the glass and I have it with my meal. I got that tip from Two Crazy Ketos. If you're going to enjoy the flavored element, have it with a meal and it won't affect your blood sugar at all. You know what I mean? So, but for some people, Andrew, that maltodextrin is a deal breaker. It's like they don't want to have that in their diet at all. So I get that. But no, I lost 100 pounds before using it every day. Food addiction means restriction. All I thought about was food. I was always hungry, even if I had no room for more. Yeah, Lori, the power of the tongue, right? It's so powerful. We're blessed with taste buds, and we can, enjoy all the beautiful food in this world, delicious food. But it can be a curse too. Lulu Bug. Hey Lulu, good to see you. Just started taking beef liver supplements. All right, Kimberly. I actually might run to the store today or tomorrow. I want some chicken thighs. We have some that's frozen, and I don't want to wait for them. And I was going to pick up some beef liver. We have some beef liver in our freezer outside, but it's been in there forever. And it's cheap, so I think I'm going to pick some up. But supplements are cool. I don't know if you've ever tried frying beef liver in bacon grease. It really makes it delicious. Cassie and I never liked it before. But yeah, it's so good for you, So the supplement's awesome. Nicole. Hey, Nicole, my biggest addiction is the sugar. I can eat a whole thing of ice cream by myself. Yeah, Cassie and I can do that too with ice cream. Oh, when Cassie and I are completely together, off the rails, we're eating whatever we want. Nighttime is when we really do the damage. We're watching our favorite series or a movie and we just pig out. She always says that we eat like teenagers with our parents' credit card. It's just disgusting. And then we go to bed feeling horrible. Oh, imagine spiking, like you say, a whole tub of ice cream. We've done that so many times. Imagine what our blood sugar looked like, right before we laid down. Crazy. Lady T, I suffered from binge eating and compulsive eating. Would max out credit cards just to get processed food. Would sneak eat, and despite all the constant eating, I was always ravenous. Any emotion would. Yeah. That's me to a T, and I'm sure that describes a lot of everybody who's here with us. I love you guys. Thank you so much for your honesty and opening up, I mean, this isn't a private meeting, it's in front of the whole world. Not the whole world, but you know what I mean. And good on you, because what you're going through can help me, or it can help the next person. And I know that for a fact. I've seen it. So that's why we're doing this. Less junk, more health. Good morning, Larry, and everyone from Space Coast of Florida. From the Space Coast of Florida. Well, good morning. I will add my carnivore snacks to one of my meals. Were you finishing your thought there, Lady T? Trigger more eating, happy, sad, stressed, and bored. Yeah. And if there's something sweet in the house, I can't take just a serving. I'll eat it till it's gone. Yeah, that's for sure. Yep. And I just saw in our cupboard, Cassie bought a new thing of organic peanut butter. And that's really helpful for her with her loose stool. She'll have a couple spoonfuls, and that helps her at work. Longtime viewers know that's been a big issue for her now that she's back in the casino business. You can't just leave your table if you have to go to the bathroom. It's a process. You got to get tapped out, and you know how it is. And on carnivore, you can't trust a fart, and you got to go. So she's been utilizing some peanut butter, and I love peanut butter. So it's in the house. I know if I take one spoonful, I'll finish the jar, and totally hear you. Can't stop, so. Kim, I'm a sugar addict. I have it. I eat the whole thing. Oh, yes. I'm a closet eater. Yeah. Gosh. It's funny how all the, everything you guys are saying mirrors what everybody else is saying, right? Brad. Hi from Pennsylvania. What's up, Brad? Danny's life. I think using food as a way to fill a void when bored, lonely, or dealing with past trauma is food addiction for me. Yeah, well put. I can relate to that too. For sure. Me as girls, I just gotta say hi. Hey. Let's see. All right, Aaron, what's up? Average keto carnivore-ish guy. I like that. I wish more people understood sugar addiction and food addiction. I still have cravings, but I find a way to get through it. I know a little treat won't hurt me. I'm worried about what happens next. Yeah, that is for sure. That's why I won't, take a drink of alcohol. It's been over 10 years now, and I think if I took a drink, I'd probably be fine. But not only did God give me such a miracle, delivering me from it, He took the desire to drink completely away. So I'd never want to slap him in the face by taking a drink. But if I did take a drink, I think I'd be okay. But maybe not. It's just not worth it. And that's where, for me, I got to get to with food. Even if I'm strict carnivore for a year, lose 130 pounds, I just got to be like, you know what? I can't take this bite because I know it can happen. And, I've documented it here on the channel. I've gained so much weight back, So, And I want to say, those of you who are doing well, you're crushing it right now. I'm glad you're here, because we draw inspiration from success too. So appreciate you stopping by. Crystal. I don't think like that so much now because I've taken my life back and it's easy to slip. And I feel myself doing that sometimes. But I'm not cheating for the standard American diet. Mine is cheating for the keto diet, from the keto diet. Yeah, that is a great strategy. If you're going to get off carnivore for a couple days, have some keto food. I think that is something I could definitely do in the future. And I've seen Dr. Barry talk about that very same thing. A great strategy. Carnivore Collective, what is up? Food addiction is the worst because we must eat, so we can never get away from it. That's what Cassie has always said about food addiction. You don't have to drink alcohol to survive or, shoot up some heroin, but you have to eat. So it's a new dimension to the difficulty, for sure. Amber, what's up? Again, food addiction for me is one I think we all struggle with, going out to eat. I have no willpower. It's cheaper and better controlled from my kitchen. Wendy's Baconator is my jam when I'm out. Yeah, they are good. Yeah, for sure. Hey, cowgirl, what is up? Hey, Larry. Glad I caught a live. Well, I'm glad you caught one too. Down just over 60 pounds this year. Damn. Awesome. I learned after I regained my 139-pound loss in 2015, what you eat in private shows in public. That's really cool. I like that. I like that little phrase. What you eat in private shows in public. Should I take a screenshot of that right now? Because I won't be able to find it. I think I will. I'll steal that from you. Maybe put it in group. Let me zoom in on the big screen. There we go. Screenshot taken. Cool. All right. Let's see. The diabetic cyclist. I'm having problems getting over my sugar addiction. Oh yeah, we all are. Or most of us. Accountability. That's what this meeting's for. These daily meetings are going to be so huge for me, you guys. They're going to be really big for me, and I hope they are for some of you too. If I help just at least one person stay on track, it'll be worth it. But I know a lot of you are struggling, so. I'm not tooting my horn or anything, but I haven't seen any other YouTube channels do this kind of content. So, if it helps somebody out, it'd be awesome. Spread the gospel. To make myself feel better when I'm depressed, I make the excuse that just this once will make me feel better. And it continues the excuse a few days and continues with the excuse a few days. Yeah, for sure. I was thinking the other day, when you're cheating, right? When you're eating what you want and I'm already out of ketosis, I'm going to, one more day, what's it going to, time goes by so fast. Before you blink, 2-3 months have gone by, you've gained a bunch of weight. Look at this right here. But when you're doing good and you're strict and you are struggling, time slows down, right? I mean, so I guess you enjoy, life more when you're really in the battle, I mean, because I'm telling you, it's crazy when I'm off the rails how quick time goes by. You're cheating every day off your carnivore diet, and time 2-3 weeks just passes like that. So I guess if we want to enjoy life more, we got to struggle and do the right things. Let me see here. Am I caught up? Mm. Hey, caught you live, EH. Very cool. Good to see you. Yeah, man, we got 168 people in here. I just looked at that. Wow, that's the same kind of numbers we get at night. So I appreciate everybody stopping by. We're going to be doing this every day at 11:30 a.m. this week. It's kind of a beta trial run to see how it goes. Very cool. You know, it just helps. You hear people struggling right along with you, and it just does something for your brain. You know, after being in this space for 4 years, I know that for a fact. And then after being in, alcohol recovery, along with heroin addicts and cocaine addicts and meth addicts, just the fact that you're not alone does something powerful for a lot of people. Not everyone. We're all in this together. We got you. There you go. Absolutely. Ruth, my addiction is Pepsi. I used to have 2 to 3 for breakfast, plus more throughout the day. Thank you for the verse. We'll pray for all. Very cool. Very cool, Ruth. And yes, yeah, I never had a problem with diet sodas, but man, I got the biggest soda available at whatever fast food place I was eating. So yeah. Well, it's really good, Ruth, that that you have a problem with Pepsi. Gotta stay away. That's me with the heavy cream. John, I'm back to Ketovore now. I think I saw you post about that in group, John. Very cool. Mandy, hey, what's up? So 8:30 a.m. Pacific time. I'm in Washington State. Yeah, there you go. Apparently that works for you. Very cool, Kimberly. And for those who have just come in, I'll show you real quick. Is this it? Yeah. So there's 12 basic foundational topics that I came up with for food addiction, and we're just going to discuss one every day. This today is just what food addiction means to me. So if you want to throw yours in the comments, and I'll read it out. But tomorrow, I'm looking forward to tomorrow. The first time I realized I had a problem. I'm looking forward to that one, number 2. So save that for tomorrow. Mary. Hey, Mary. So glad I made your live. Well, I'm glad you made it too, Mary. Very cool. It's good to see you. I was at 11:52. Oh, gosh. I'm behind in the comments, guys, as always. All right. Aaron says, I'm still drinking heavy whipping cream. Add cheese back, and now it will be real cheese. Very cool. Yeah, I thought about just having a little cream in my coffee every day as long as I stayed away from the lattes, but I can do it. Ingrid, hi from South Africa. Hey, Ingrid. That's a long way. It's good to see you. Angie sings. Hey, Larry. What's up? All right, yeah, I'm going to just scroll down here. If there's any super chats, I'll see them, but I got to catch up to you guys. Debbie. Hello, Larry and the Carnivore Quest crew. What's up? Smiling for you. Hey, been a while. Good to see you. I am finding I can do it even with carnivore desserts. I can overdo it even with Okay, yeah. Oh yeah, that's a fact. The last time Cassie made one of her oopsie cakes, half of it went in the garbage. We made it. Company came over. I forget when that was. It's been a while. And gosh, was that like toward the beginning of the year? Maybe. But anyway, half of it went in the garbage because we would overeat it. It's not bad if you can just have one little serving of it. It's very delicious, Brutal. Nancy, sugar and just general cheating has always soothed me. Yeah, yeah, I find too. Um, you know, when I am going off the diet, when I am not doing the right thing, I hope most of you know I don't get on camera here and say, "Oh yeah, that ribeye steak was amazing," when I just had a Big Mac. I've never done that on the channel. If you see me disappear off the channel for a while, like 2 or 3 weeks, and then Cassie was making videos, that's when I was not doing the right things. You know, I've never come on here and lied about what I had for dinner last night. But I found that when I was doing that kind of thing, it it reminded me a lot of when I was dealing with alcoholism and being sneaky, you know. And I found that, gosh, just planning, you know, okay, well, Cassie's gonna be doing this, and I'm gonna run to the store, and I'm gonna swing by McDonald's real quick, eat it on the way home. I know exactly which restaurant had, or which other fast food place has a trash can. I can just drive up and dump the trash out. I mean, this whole little ritual, you know what I mean, of deception. And it was the same thing with alcohol. And you almost get addicted to that. I mean, I'm not saying everybody, but this is definitely one of my flaws. You know, I get into I guess you could call it the deception ritual, where, you know, I hide it from Cassie, and it's crazy, man. I just felt like sharing that. Spread the gospel. Have a great day, everyone. You probably already left, but bye. Let me go down a little bit here. Ruth Rose, I'm so thankful. I hated all types of alcohol, even beer, but I understand how it could be a great relaxer. Yeah, you are blessed, Ruth, to not have an inclination for it. Little Larry's the same way, which I'm very thankful for. Some beer and some alcohol was brought over for his 21st birthday. He had, I think he had 1.5 IPAs, and then when everybody left, I told him, I said, "Hey man, can you throw the beer in your refrigerator in your bedroom?" And he's got a little mini fridge. He's, "Oh no, Dad, I threw it away yesterday." I was like, "Oh, okay." He's, you know what I mean? Maybe too, because he saw him almost lose his daddy when he was 10 years old, you know. But yeah, he's the same way. Debbie, sneak eating is my addiction, and the foods are either carbs or sugary things. Time to stop and make the changes for good. Diet soda is getting much easier to put down. Huh, and you typed that before I had my whole spiel about sneaking around, right, Debbie? So you know exactly what I'm talking about. And you know Cassie's not guilt-free. I've caught her in the bathroom before. Eating Entenmann's, with the Entenmann's breakfast, like a Danish, you know, the big Danishes you get from Entenmann's, and you cut them up. I caught Cassie one time. She was keeping it under the bathroom sink, you know, the whole tray. And I caught her one time in the bathroom eating. This is quite a while ago. You know, I think this is even before we started Carnivore. But we still laugh about that today, you know. How pathetic. Oh, chips are my enemy. I love salty and crunchy. Yes, absolutely. I actually had last night. You guys will see in the vlog later today, right? You guys are gonna watch. But I had some pork rinds, and because I just wasn't hungry while I was working in here, I had a few pork rinds. That was my dinner. You guys will see in the video, but yeah. And chips and something crunchy is so hard for me when the TV's on. But I'm telling you, with this new structure I got for this month and the next 3 months, I'm not going to be watching much TV because I'm going to be busy, which is a good thing. Juliet Marie, hey, what's up? I work full time like my hubby. He cooks what he wants and I cook what I want. It works out perfectly. Well, very cool. You guys found a nice little balance there. Awesome. Sherry, peanut butter is so delicious. I never knew that it could be helpful with carnivore. Don't trust a fart, disappear pants. Thank you for the tip. Yeah, it seems to really help Cassie with that. So All right. Coach Constance is today day one recommitted. Will this live be daily? Oh, you're out of the loop, my friend. No, today is live. Today is actually day 3 for me of a 100-day countdown. My son's getting married in that at the end of that 100 days. So I'm trying to lose 70 pounds. I've done it before. Last time around I did this, I lost about 80. So that's the thing. But these lives, Coach Constance, is just to get together and talk about food addiction. Just a little support live that I'm going to be doing every day this week at 11:30 a.m. Eastern. It's kind of a beta test run. We'll see how it goes from there. Mandy, Larry, carnivore has 98% cured me 40 years eating disorder. 14-year-old is set firmly. Well, that's great, Mandy. It's a long time. Shell Bell, I dig that name. We are all fighting for our lives, pulling together no matter what the addiction each of us have. Support is key, along with prayer. Absolutely. Right before I started the stream, I was in prayer over the stream, and I prayed for all of those who are going to be watching. I almost did it on the stream, but then I decided not to. So keep your prayers in private, So not always, but kind of went with what my heart told me to do there. So, but I will definitely pray before I start each of these lives. Pray for everybody watching. Cindy, hey, sugary cereal has always been my downfall. Hiding it, eating it in secret, it's awful. I feel terrible afterwards. My teeth hurt, and my weight comes right back. A vicious cycle. That's interesting you said that, Cindy. The last time I was kind of off the rails, I actually indulged in quite a bit of cereal, and that wasn't a usual thing for me. You know what I mean? I had some Fruit Loops, and what are those ones? The chocolate. It's like chocolate Rice Krispies, but the Cocoa Pebbles. I had Cocoa Pebbles. And man, you want to talk about straight sugar. Oh, crazy. VJS, what's up? I read a comment this morning while listening to Carnivore YouTube. A lady did OMAD Carnivore. 3 months, she lost 45 pounds. Yeah. One meal a day. I've had my spurts where I've done it quite a bit. Hey, Ellen. It's good to see you. Happy Monday, kids. Happy Monday to you. V. Osborne, I need to learn to eat less. I just did 30-day carnivore and gained 2 pounds. Wow. That surprises me. I mean, I hear that once in a while, but it does surprise me. I'll tell you guys, so many people say, Larry, you undereat on carnivore. I'll have a pound of meat, and I'm full after I finish, and I've heard that so many times. But I got to tell you, I started eating more as the weight dropped. I eat a lot less now than when I was 250 pounds. When I was a lot skinnier, I was eating more dietary fat, just more calories. So it's like I remember the first time I ever heard what semi-retired Bob ate every day. He ate a ton of food, when he was at his skinniest. It's crazy. I'm jumping in with all of y'all. Very cool. Mandy, I still abuse carnivore or my rooted trauma eating disorder. I buy heaps of dairy and abuse myself sadly. Mental sabotage. And it's so easy to do. It is so easy to sabotage yourself. It's crazy. Kimberly, this is probably not great advice, but while I was in inpatient treatment for alcohol, they started me on medication for cravings called naltrexone. Turns out it works really good for anything. Really? Probably not great advice, huh? Hey, it sounds like it worked for you. Sherry Morgan. Sherry, thank you very much. That goes a long way to supporting the channel. Here are a few dollars to get a snow cone machine. It's the best thing for all diets. The textures of snow and Topo Chico is amazing to calm craving. Really? I've never had a snow cone machine. I might have to look into that, Sherry. Thank you. That was much appreciated. Very cool. Yeah, they got to have them on Amazon, right? All right, let's see. Danny's live. I need these lives, Larry. Thank you. Very cool. I'm glad to hear that. You know, it's going to be good for me too. All of us, most of us, some of us. Let's see. The only problem is I love you guys. You guys are awesome. Your patience with me. You know, I'm alone. I got nobody to bounce idea. You know, like when you're on camera with somebody, you can talk back and forth. That's really cool. I appreciate your patience with me, guys. All right. I just finished the 90-day BBBE. My husband lost a ton of weight and got so skinny. I'm down 25 pounds, which I'm happy about, but the weight loss isn't flowing anymore, so I am joining in. Welcome aboard. Yeah, I lost a lot more weight than Cassie did too, you know, in the same amount of time. I think it's just a male versus female thing in most cases. But glad you're here. Very cool. Oh. Got the hiccups. All right, let me see how far I gotta go. All right. Let me go back one. I have just subscribed. Thank you for what you're doing. This conversation is helping me to stay on the saddle. The Beyond name. Well, I'm glad you subscribed. I just ask people, if you subscribe, try and watch all our videos, because it really helps in the long run. We've had so many people that'll see a recipe video. I will name it. Cassie's chuck roast video just hit 1 million views. And we got 14,000 subscribers off that one video. And that was just the worst thing that could have happened to our channel. Just because probably 10,000 at least of those subscribers subscribe because the recipe's so good, but they'd never watch anything else. And that really hurts the channel. You know, because initially YouTube will send out a video to your subscribers. If your subscribers enjoy it and they watch it all the way to the end, then they're like, hey, they like this, we'll send it out to new people. So, you know, they're called shadow subscribers, people that subscribe but they really don't watch. So, very cool. I don't know why I went into that rant, but yeah, Cassie's Chuck Roast hit 1 million views, which is crazy. A lot of people enjoying that. Shell Bell, welcome. Kathleen Oliver, love this channel. Very cool. Smiling for you. I take my walk at this time in California, so this encourage is my efforts. Awesome. You're very welcome. Good morning. Hey Renee, good morning to you. Lulubug, make the butter and MCT blend in your coffee instead of cream. Yes, I know, Lulubug. I might, usually about this time every summer, Cassie and I realize it's time to start brewing cold brew. And it's so much more enjoyable in the hot weather. I hear you, Lulubug. Hey, Kathleen Oliver became a member. Very cool, Kathleen. Thank you for that support. You guys can become a member for $2.99, I think it is, and I think our next level, the ribeyes, is like $6.99. A little more support, but I do the live streams for members through everybody, for everybody. So, Bill Knott. Well, what is going on? The man in Alaska, the man who has inspired me a few times. It's good to see you, Bill. Hope you're doing well up there, man. Bill, if you're still here, what's the temperature like where you're at? I'd love to know how cold it is in Alaska or how warm it is. Because today here in South Carolina, it's like 98 degrees. It's good to see you, Bill. Thank you for stopping by. Jeff, question. How much weight did you gain when you fell off the wagon? Good luck on your rebound. Jeff, it's between 60 and 70 pounds. You know, pretty brutal. And, you know, it's like, I remember I went on that 1 3 or 4 week binge, and then I'd try and get back on, and I'd eat carnivore for 6 days, just about to get into ketosis, and then I would eat another meal. It's just, you know, I couldn't get that first like 3 4 weeks under my belt until January, and then I did the BBB challenge. I lost 20 pounds, but then February and March of this year, bunch of cheese again. I was having those delicious cheese chaffles with, I made a lot of tuna sandwiches with those. They were delicious. And I'd even put a slice of cheese on the chaffle. So, you know, and just strict carnivore works for me. I cannot do moderation, period. I can't do it. So, Journeys of Sunshine. What a cool name. Hey, from Florida. Love this new step on your journey. Well, very cool. Thank you. Real good at encouraging others. I need to look in the mirror with those encouraging words. There you go. Wisdom right there. Kimberly, what food addiction means to me. I've been 100 pounds overweight for many years. I've definitely found the carnivore quiets the noise. Yeah, I've been inundated lately with comments, people saying, Larry, you obviously can't do this. You know, you need to try something else. And that's the thing. I know for a fact the carnivore diet is the way to go, because I got there and I wasn't even all the way to my goal weight. You know, my goal weight's around 200 pounds. I got to like 247, and I felt like I did when I was 28 years old. I felt great, you know, so it's just a matter of not messing up and making it a lifestyle, you know. I mean, oh, poor us. You know, Cassie and I were talking about this last night. Poor us. We're sitting down eating, you know, a beautiful steak or some chicken, or, you know, so we're so blessed to have that food. Yeah, but that's an addiction, you know. Oh, you want some pizza. Oh, you want a Big Mac. Coach Constance. Healing Humanity has a 12-step food group for keto every day of the week. Just an FYI. A 12-step food group. So like a, what's it called? Food Addicts Anonymous? No. Overeaters Anonymous. I've actually been to one of those meetings one time. Well, appreciate the information. And thank you for stopping by and for that super chat. Very cool. Debbie, new member. Very cool. Thank you for joining us, Debbie. Make sure you look for members only posts and stuff like that. You'll see some behind the scenes pictures. It could be me just drinking a big old glass of water. BMATs. Oh, talking amongst each other. Cool. Rose, Bill, your faith has helped me so much. I'm glad you're here. Absolutely. BMAT, how can I become a member? Well, there should be a join button just below the video down here. And if you're on an iPhone, I believe you have to do it on a laptop or some kind of computer. You can't do it on your phone. But just hit that join button and you should be on your way. CB Carmack. Hey there, Larry. What's up? Oh, let's see here. I hate feeling full, so that works in my favor. But I love carbs and sugar. I'll tell you one thing. Being full from meat is a totally different feeling for me than being full from carbs and sugar. One of the worst things for me is pizza. Cassie and I we'll eat 2 large pizzas, and the feeling you have afterwards, I just feel like I want to die. I'm so full. But meat, I can eat a pound, a pound and a half of ground beef. I'm full, but I'm not miserable. It's just a different feeling. Ruth, I love this group already. Well, thanks, Ruth. I've been putting around the idea to do these accountability lives for quite a while, since I have had a lot of experience with people who are on the edge. I've been in meetings with people pouring their heart out, and 2 days later they pass away. From a heroin overdose or alcohol, DUI, But I've seen a lot of victory too. I've seen people defeat their addictions, and community is a big part of it. Kathleen, thank you, Kathleen. Sending love and support to you all. God bless you, Larry. And I need you and your honesty. Well, I'll always be honest with you, Kathleen. I don't always put the right thing in my mouth, but I'm going to get there. And that $10 goes a long way to support us. Thank you. Yeah, just our StreamYard. I mentioned it at the end of one of our videos. The software I'm using to do this stream, they doubled their price. Carnivore Kip told me he dropped the subscription. He's like, I'm not paying that. It's like almost $500. I'm like, yeah, but I can still have Carnivore Kip on here as a guest, or you don't need to subscribe to the software to be a guest. But I was like, dang. CB, I was an everyday drinker until carnivore, and for some crazy reason my mindset totally switched, and I wanted more in life, the power of the proper human diet. That is so cool. I've heard, I believe, Frigno Freedom to say that same thing, that straightening up his diet, he was able to straighten up other things, and that's really cool. There's so many parallels in everybody's journey, but at the same time, everybody has a different journey. There's so many similarities, but at the same time, everybody has a unique story. And I love hearing them, I'm a recovering alcoholic, dry since 1980. That is so awesome, Kelly. Congratulations. Wow. 45 years of freedom. Amen. B-Matt, I don't see a join button anywhere to become a member. Well, how about go to our YouTube main page, and there should be a join button on there if you're on an Android phone. Everybody knows B-Matt. What's up with that? What have you been up to? Very cool. Hey, you guys know each other with a little bit of community here. Awesome. Shell Bell. Bill not in the house. Love you, Bill. Another creator I get inspired by. God bless. Today is a good day to have a good day. I love that. Very cool. Am I behind again? Dang. Amber, I stopped dairy over a week ago, but I haven't seen any difference on the scale or any body changes. P.S. I ordered the Baconator without the bun. There you go. I actually, when I was editing my video last night, Amber, I saw when I was going to upload it to our YouTube, I saw your thumbnail. I believe that was you and your son walking. I believe that was your son. They keep growing, right? So I haven't watched your latest video where you're walking, but you guys want to check out Amber and Dan's Carnivore Life channel. She's out there walking every day doing a challenge. And Bill Knott too. You subscribe to Bill's channel. He's good people. Aaron, just remember, God has forgiven us, and we will always forgive us, even when we slip up. It is important we forgive ourselves when we slip up, learn and move forward. That is so true, and that's going to be another talking point this week is forgiving ourselves. Because absolutely, the Lord forgives us, but we do a good job of, and we let the enemy do a good job of pounding on us and making us feel horrible. For sure. Bumblebee Adventure, longtime subscriber. Time is perfect for Europe. Finally, a live I can join. Well, it's good to see you. Very cool. Oh. Lori. Hi, Larry. I lost my 33-year-old son to addiction August of last year. That sent my food addiction spiraling. I'm now just working hard on getting back on track. My motto is to do what he couldn't. Wow, Lori, my condolences. 33 years old. I watched my mom and my dad lose my sister. My sister was 25 when she was murdered. And I've never seen somebody in so much pain as I saw, especially my mom, when my sister died. So my condolences. You get me worked up here. It's just so young. But sounds like, you're getting back to reality. You have a tragic loss like that, and it's just like your whole world falls apart. So God bless you, Lori. And yeah, my motto is do what he couldn't. Hopefully, right? So you can be around for the rest of your family. But yeah, the devil has taken a lot of good people with addiction. There's no doubt about it. Thanks for prayers. Well, BMAT's really trying to become a member. I appreciate that, BMAT. Not on my iPhone. Okay, you figure it out. You let's see, I'm going to go down a little bit here, guys. You guys are... thank you for the Galatians 5 reference. I've got it highlighted. Very cool. Very first verse I ever learned. I didn't even know what a yoke was, I had to look it up. I mean, how silly is that? But looking back on it now, for freedom, Christ has set us free. Stand firm, therefore, and do not submit again to a yoke of slavery. For those of you who don't know, a yoke is the big wooden thing they put around an ox's neck to guide them and steer them. And that basically that verse is saying, you want to remove that yoke, you want to remove that alcohol addiction, that food addiction, no longer be a slave to it. So pretty powerful. Terry, Larry, do you ever check glucose and ketones or use a CGM? It helps me see what different foods do to my numbers. I do. We have a Keto Mojo, and I busted it out about a week ago. I'm not sure how accurate it is because this is like 3 or 4 months ago. Cassie and I did our blood sugar, and we were both in the 50s, and that wasn't right. It was like, what? So it came with these little drops that I can test the machine with to calibrate it. I still have to do that, but yeah, I do test. It's fun to test. Once in a while, I'll get in a kick where I especially like when I did a lot of fasting here on the channel. When I did my 21-day fast, you check your ketones. I did it quite a bit during that 14-day fast I did. Gosh, what did my ketones got to? 7.1, I think, was the highest my ketones ever got, and my blood sugar was it was in the high 50s, like a 58, which is normal if your ketones are that high. But it was crazy. That was after 11 days of no food. Oh, Sherry, the Snowmax on Amazon is a game changer. I have videos on my channel. Hey, check out Sherry Morgan's channel, and I will definitely take a look at that because that would be so refreshing during the summer, right? Snow cones on the carnivore diet. Very cool. Sherry, I'm gonna take a screenshot of that real quick. We're informal here at Carnivore Quest. All right. Let's see. Zoom in. Cool. All right. Jeanette Cleveland, if you want to keep this more private and running as a recovery group, have you thought of doing a Zoom meeting? I have some resources if you are interested in being a 12-step leader. No, I'm going to do here on the channel. Appreciate that, Jeanette, for sure. But just our members only lives, I can bring people up on screen with me. And to me, if somebody's going to pay $2.99 to participate, or $6.99, their heart's probably in the right place, and they'll keep everything private. Like in our member live streams, I wouldn't share any of that information on our general channel content. It would be private. But I appreciate that. And a 12-step leader, I've been a sponsor a couple times for people, but a 12-step leader, I don't know. I'll feel more like a leader if I get down to 250 pounds again. But thank you. Rochelle, what a pretty name. Rochelle, hi everyone, what's up? CB, you're talking amongst each other, my bad. I want to see what this says though. I never joined Dr. Barry's community, but it was $5. I heard the lowest level is $15 now, unless they've increased it again. Yeah, $15. Cordelia, new member. Hey, Cordelia. What is up? So I'm thinking, like, we're going to do the meeting tomorrow at 11:30, right? I'm thinking, like, we go an hour. Gosh, we've already gone an hour 15 minutes now. So maybe, because, gosh, you just get in a groove and you start hanging out. Then I thought maybe starting the members live, like, right after it. And then anybody who wanted to transfer to the members live, and then we can, continue the conversation, but I can bring people up on the screen and, we can chat. It'll be so cool. And you guys, a lot of people don't like, I don't want to be on camera, I get that. But I'll make you feel comfortable. Get on here with me and be like hanging out with an old friend. I guarantee you. Hey, Danny's like, don't forget to hit that like button. Bam! How bad of a YouTuber am I? I haven't asked once to stream. Oh, you're a bad YouTuber, Larry. No, but I did ask everybody to share in their social media our kickoff video. So it'd be cool if you guys did that. I never ask anybody to share anything, so I figure I will. Oh. Sherry, congrats on 1 million views. Super cool. Hope you keep doing these morning lives. It's also fun to watch competitive eating while fasting. Go figure. Yeah, I would, are you talking about me, Sherry? Because, yeah, I definitely do that when I'm fasting, which is crazy. Beard meets food. I love that guy. Kathy. Good morning, Kathy. Well, good afternoon. Starting BBBE this morning, drinking my black coffee while watching. Rejoined Carnivore Quest last week after having been absent for over a year. Don't leave, stay hooked. Well, welcome back, Kathy. Very cool. Rosie T. Good morning, all. Hey, Rosie. John, got to run there. All right, bud. Thank you for the prayers. Let's see. It's been in the 70s. Bill, there we go. It's been in the 70s the last few days. Oh, you lucky. 70 degrees. But it's slightly raining at 57. Well, you and Daisy up there. You guys enjoy that weather. Very cool. Sparkling Element snow cones are the bomb. I'm gonna get one of those machines, Sherry. Tell you right now. All right. Rosie T, stopping by to tell you I am rooting for you, Larry. Thank you so much for sharing the good and the bad times. We've had them both, haven't we? We've had some pretty amazing victories here at Carnivore Quest, and we've had some pretty brutal defeats. So I'm glad to see you, and thank you. One day at a time. That is so true. Aaron, 91 degrees now in Buffalo. Brutal. Hey, Roots, Rocks, and Feathers. Swamp to Chores. Very cool. Stopping by. Still talking about the memberships. Kathy, Dr. Phil once said the average addict makes 11 attempts before they are successful. You're going to make it, Larry, pulling for you. Wow, really? Is it 11? I didn't know it was quite that many. I was assuming it was like 7 or 8. It's the last I heard, but 11, I mean, that makes sense. For sure. Tina Summers, new member. Very cool. Yeah. I have not promoted our memberships in forever because I've just been in that isolation space in my head, you know. Thank you so much, Tina, for becoming a member. I hope you get something out of it. I promise you will. You will. Yes, that's my son. Okay, Amber. How far behind am I? Dang. Chris cooking Nashville in the house. What's up, man? It is good to see you, my friend. Larry, I'll try on my iPad later. I will figure it out. You'll get there. You'll get there, B Matt. All right, I'm reading your comments now. Should I put on some music? Kathy Sparks, not a 12-step fan. They keep you confessing that you are what you are and you'll not change. Yet God says you are a new creation in Christ. Old things pass away, all things become new. Yeah, there's a reason I'm not involved with AA anymore, Kathy, and it has a little bit to do with that. I didn't like the fact, it depends on what meetings you go to, but, you know, they just wanted me to refer to my God or the God as my higher power. If I mentioned the name Jesus Christ, a lot of meetings I would get flack for it, you know, but it was always just whatever your higher power is. Call it your higher power. And so then I transitioned into Celebrate Recovery. And once I knew I was on solid ground, which I already knew I was, you know, I stopped going altogether. But yeah, I kind of agree with you there, you know. Everybody loves Larry. Everybody loves Raymond. Believe me, Kathy, not everybody loves Larry. I get some brutal, mean comments. That's okay. I got thick skin. It's all good. Tina, I will never join Dr. Barry's group again. It was a lot of money and told just watch videos that are already online. Well, that's unfortunate. I know my buddy Sean, the Intentional Carnivore, he was part of Dr. Barry's group for a while. I know he's not now. That's interesting. Let's see. Beard meets food is fire. Yeah, absolutely. Eric the Electric has great videos too. I've never heard of him. Eric the Electric. All right, Amber. Oh, Amber's getting ambitious now. Hey, if anybody's interested, I'm announcing a new challenge for July just as soon as I upload the new video. Larry, I want to see you join too. We'll see. I got a big challenge going on now, girl. Oh man. I'm really finding it difficult to get to bed early. I'm gonna do it, about an hour before this stream, I was struggling. I'm like, I let the dogs out. I'm out on the porch like this. I'm just like, oh my gosh. Oh, I'm feeling great now. So, I was a little nervous too. I told you guys I was a little nervous doing this live. I've done lots of lives. I don't know why I was, but exposing darkness. What is going on? Good morning. It's miserable here in Indiana, very near where Cassie is from. Okay. Yep. Good old Chicago area. Mary, I just want to tell you that for me, I found that exercising every other day is way more doable. It gives mind and muscles a rest, thus making exercise routine way more likely to keep it up. I'm glad you said that, Mary, because yesterday in the vlog that comes out this evening at 6:30, my daily vlogs, I didn't exercise. It was the day before when I did all that raking outside, and it's like I got overheated. I was just like, you know what? I'm going to take a break today, and so maybe I will do it every other day. Exercise wasn't a do or die, of the challenge, but I just wanted to implement it. So maybe every other day would be good. Mark. Hey, Mark. Hey, Larry. My wife Anita and I watch you nearly every day. Just letting you know I'm locked in on the 100-day challenge. Day 1, 249 pounds, 0.7. I'm pushing all the buttons to get it done. Very cool. Well, Mark and Anita, if we can do this, we can do it. Chris, the heavy metal church we go to works with Celebrate Recovery. Great group. Glad it was there to help you too, Larry. Yeah, yep. A lot of good people in Celebrate Recovery, and they encourage you to use the name Jesus Christ, which AA, yeah, once I was saved and everything, AA I actually got in an argument with a couple guys who were running the meetings. They really had a problem if I said, I want to thank my Lord Jesus Christ. They really had a problem with that. Got in an argument with me. We appreciate it if you not say that. Please use the phrase, your higher power. I'm like, no, man, I ain't going to say that. He is, but can't be afraid to say the name. Never be ashamed of him. Larry and Cassie, let's try for a fall meetup. Yeah, meetups are a little off the table right now. Our son's getting married in the fall, Tammy. Huge wedding at the end of September, so it's probably not going to happen this year. I can't believe we've gone. Ruth, what is the brand of this snow cone machine? Snowmax? Yeah. She's got us all thinking about that, right? Snow cone. Amber, yeah, Chris, I'm going to go to that church, right? Yeah, absolutely, Rosie. I wouldn't be here without him. I was on death's doorstep. The Lord came down and took my addiction away. Well, guys, I can't believe I'm all caught up. Very cool. So what'd you guys think? I mean, I don't know how many of you were here that, when I started the stream are still here, but that was pretty cool, go over one of those topics every day and just hang out and be together, Now when I go to make my lunch, it'll make it that much easier to put good food in my mouth. because I know all of you are going to do it too. So I really hope this helps you guys out, and I'll be doing it at 11:30 a.m. Every day this week. And you guys know I love you. I appreciate you coming by. Gosh, we went an hour and a half. I really didn't expect to go this long. So very cool. Cool. Debbie, I really like this format. Awesome. Well, I do want to ask each and every one of you to check out my vlog. You know, it's a simple vlog I'm doing every day at 6:30 p.m. And if you're going to watch it, please watch till the end and hit that like button, and it'll get it pushed out, you know. But those daily vlogs really do something for me, showing what I'm eating every day. It really helps me keep on track. That, along with these morning meetings, it's going to be awesome. You know, I'm tired of being fat, man. I'm tired of being off track. You know, I want to get back to feeling good for my family, inspiring you guys. So, we'll see you tomorrow, 11:30. Well, see you tonight, 6:30. You guys check out my vlog, but I'll see you live tomorrow, 11:30 a.m. And I'm looking forward to it. So, guys, remember, no sugar, no carbs, and no cheating.